As stated in the previous tutorial, a key issue in our ConCitizen project is how we can support student teachers in teaching controversial issues and contested narratives in post-conflict and diverse societies. In the last tutorial, you looked at the definitions of controversial issues and contested narratives, and as such should have a sense of what these particular issues might look like in your own context. What we are going to look at in this tutorial are the benefits of and rationale for teaching these issues, alongside some of the challenges and barriers to engaging children and young people with such issues in the classroom. In doing so, we will draw upon established academic research in this area, as well as some of our own recent research with teachers and what they say about why these issues are important. But before we begin to look at why we should teach these issues, it's also important to look at why some teachers avoid them. As you've heard in the previous tutorial, there are contextual reasons as to why some teachers are apprehensive around teaching controversial issues and contested narratives, which I want to summarise now. First, there are pragmatic reasons why teachers choose not to deal with these issues. This could be because it might be too difficult to manage a classroom when you're dealing with sensitive or controversial issues or contested narratives. Also, more importantly, sometimes teachers think that they don't have the time to deal with these really complex issues, particularly if they are not on the statutory curriculum. Teachers are also concerned about teaching these issues for professional reasons. This could be down to a lack of confidence. They feel they have not had enough training or support in their initial teacher education or since. They are concerned about how to deal with overly emotional responses around these issues. They are concerned that they don't have the pedagogical tools, the teaching methods to deal with these issues. They feel that they don't have enough knowledge about these particular issues in order to teach them effectively. We also know from research that many teachers are concerned that engaging with these issues might have pastoral repercussions for some of their students. Teachers, particularly in conflict-affected societies, are concerned that teaching these issues in the classroom could make the world of their students more chaotic and more upsetting. For these teachers, sometimes the classroom creates a space of calm away from the trauma of the society in which they live. Finally, some teachers are concerned about the response they might get to teaching these issues from school leaders, school management, or from parents. Teachers are personally anxious of being accused of, or indeed complicit in, indoctrination, and as such they choose to avoid these issues. In our own research for this project, these reasons were raised as concerns that teachers might have. In particular, they suggested that these issues might be more of an issue for student teachers who are just beginning in their career and might not feel confident in addressing controversial issues or contested narratives. For that reason, we are committed to finding ways in which we can support student teachers in dealing with these complex issues, because there is a very strong rationale why we should. In terms of the academic literature, the reasons for engaging with these issues are first because they are topical and relevant. These are issues that tend to have enduring significance in societies, not just in societies affected by conflict, but also in relatively peaceful societies who still may have conflict over a number of social issues. In particular, it is argued that it's important that these issues are covered in the classroom so that young people have the space and freedom to discuss multiple perspectives around contested narratives and controversial issues within a safe and a nurturing environment. This is particularly important where young people may just be absorbing the perspectives of their community or their family without thinking through a range of broader perspectives. Discussing such issues in schools thus provides young people with a platform to engage with topical issues in a space where they can begin to look at different perspectives. Of course, this in and of itself does create some controversy, because it may create a sense of cognitive dissonance where young people are being exposed to ideas outside of those with which they are familiar. Another reason for dealing with these issues is that addressing controversial issues and contested narratives is important in terms of the general education of the child. Not to deal with these issues would leave a serious gap in their education. So sometimes teachers create spaces to deal with these issues, even if they are not addressed on the curriculum, because they feel it's important for young people to do so. Also, by addressing controversial issues and contested narratives, young people are being prepared to participate as citizens in a healthy democracy. In a sense, dealing with these issues in the classroom provides them with a space to consider what these issues are like in society as a whole. And in this situation, the teacher has an important role to play in mediating such discussions and helping young people to understand what it means to have respectful debate and dialogue around contested societal issues. In terms of young people's skills, research shows that dealing with controversial issues and contested narratives provides them with an opportunity to develop their interpersonal skills and their critical thinking. In relation to interpersonal skills, this is developed through engaging with others, listening sensitively to what others have to say, and trying to stand within the perspective of others and understand why they might feel the way they do, affording respect to another perspective on the controversial issue or contested narrative. This can also help young people develop their critical thinking and emotional literacy around these issues. They can be enabled to analyse, categorise, compare and contrast other perspectives, and also justify their own perspective. In addition, they can develop their emotional literacy through, as I mentioned before, connecting these issues to their interpersonal skills, thinking about how they and others feel about the issue. In conclusion, there is a very strong rationale for engaging with controversial issues and contested narratives in the classroom. However, the concerns that teachers have in relation to these issues need to be addressed. They need to be given the tools, strategies, resources to support them in overcoming the barriers to dealing with these issues, and encouraged to engage with the opportunities that discussing these issues present for their students. Overall, the rationale for dealing with these issues is stronger than the arguments for avoiding them. What we hope to do in this series of tutorials is to support you with strategies and resources to deal with these issues so that you can overcome the challenges and embrace the benefits of dealing with controversial issues and contested narratives within your own context.